Yeah, I have to. Okay, so yeah, the frame rate on my videos are kind of bad, but I'm gonna make a really quick video. This is gonna be a quick video because I'm not making a 30-minute list like I did with Jurassic Park. I will update that video because no one understood me in that video. That's why I didn't get any dislikes. I will update that video just so you guys know. Now, I'm gonna be ranking every single Spider-Man movie. I rewatched all of them a long time ago, and what am I gonna do with that? I have to rank them because, well, why would I rewatch them and not do anything about it? My phone is about to die. I gotta make the quickest review possible, or not really a review, but ranking. So, coming in last place. No one even needs to know why this is last place. Everyone knows how bad this movie is. And it is called Spider-Man 2. This movie is at... Oh, wait. I'm forgetting Amazing. Yeah, I'm holding guys. I'm sorry, I messed up. Here we go. The Amazing Clickbait series. Already, starting off this movie. This movie is... It sucks. It's bad. Now, I'm not going to be a moron and just say it's just bad because it just is. Now, some people don't know that this movie is bad. Some people call it good. And if you think that, you must either be high on drugs or just must be brainwashed. Because this movie is not good. If you like it, I will not respect your opinion. I will hate on it. And one thing, I don't know. So I will explain why. Because I could have just said we already know why this movie is bad, but some people don't. First of all, the villains' motivations are very bad. None of the villains in either Amazing Spider-Man movies are good. All the motivations are really bad, and they are just thrown. Just overall, I don't know, man. They put them in at the last second. Now, I'm not really. I'm just kidding. Not that. Well, there was something I need to say, but okay, never mind. Forget about that. The movies. Okay. The villains have just very, very, very bad motivations. Electro lost his fame to Spider-Man and then becomes evil. Trash. Harry gets mad at Peter for not giving him his blood. Okay, buddy, you're not gonna die for a long time, and the suit was gonna heal you anyway that you were gonna climb into. So trash. Rhino just does nothing but rage quit. And just the motivations in general are just bad. And also, Gwen and Peter Garfield are not. They get really annoying in this movie. Just like in the just like in the last one. And yeah, there's too many side plots, and it has way more side plots than even Spider-Man 3. And this movie can't even handle that. However, there's some things I like. I like the effects in the suit, and that's it. I laughed when Gwen Stacy died. That's just how bad this movie is. It can't be serious, unlike the other movies. So I laughed my heart out. Don't judge me, because we're going on to the next one. Peter Garfield movie number 1. Now, this movie is actually better, like no shit, Sherlock, than Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's not as close as MCU Spider-Man. Definitely not even close to Raimi Spider-Man. But this, although it's superior to Amazing Spider-Man 2, this movie still had problems. First of all, just like in the last movie, Lizard has a dumb plan. He wants to turn everyone into lizards, and that's just dumb as hell. That's a very bad motivation to have. Now, these are the only movies that have terrible motivations. But some of the others are excusable. However, this one is not. And yeah, again, Gwen and Peter Garfield they get annoying in this movie. I don't like it. And Uncle Ben this dude is like I don't understand him. He killed himself. That's really it. He killed himself just so Peter Garfield over here could get salty and goes out with going out for revenge. And that's what happens. He doesn't understand the concept of with great power comes great responsibility. That's something that really annoys me with Spider-Man, and yeah, that's why. However, the plot does do better in this movie than in the last one, and the suit in this one is really bad. That's subjective, but this is my opinion. I forgot to say that. So pretty much, yeah, this movie is better, but it still has some of the same flaws as the next movie. Now coming in at how many movies are there? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shut the okay. Let's move on to number 6. Now we come on to MCU Spider-Man. I'm gonna explain myself, but this movie, in my opinion, is overrated. It is, in my opinion. Why? So let's just talk about MCU Spider-Man. He's only good in Civil War, Endgame, and Infinity War. None of his movies don't make the Spider-Man good. None of them. Really. Yes, really. Because in his movies, he just comes off as an annoying motherfucker who won't shut up. Now, Toby did have some very corny lines, but at least he didn't like talk so much to the point where it irritated the hell out of people. And in Civil War, Falcon says, "I don't think you've ever been in a fight before, but there's usually not this much talking." And that's his issue. He doesn't stop talking, and his CGI may look pretty bad at times. Peter Garfield's effects were better than this movie's. Trust me, guys. The effects in the Amazing Spider-Man movies were better. But that's the only thing I'm going to say better. And the suit, too. The suit in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is better. Is my favorite Spider-Man suit. And that's it. That's just subjective, though. That's just me. And, yeah, the effects, are bad. And this movie had some pretty slow pacing. That's what made it boring for me. That's just me. So, you guys didn't find this movie boring. I understand you, but I got bored when watching this movie because of kind of how slow the pacing that was. And Vulture, although he was played by Michael Keaton, he did good, but he wanted to help his family. He never wanted to kill Peter Parker, and yet Peter wants to stop him, and well, he takes him to jail. So, yeah, I guess. Um, I don't know, man. Yeah. It's very. I don't understand, man. He want to kill him or not? No, he does not. That's not what a Spider-Man villain is. Spider-Man villains are either wanting to try to kill him or trying to make his life bad. But at least he had a pretty good motivation. So that's what made it better than every single Amazing Spider-Man villain. And that's pretty much it. Let's go on to the next one, which is number 5. Okay, and here we have Far From Home. Now, I obviously couldn't find another clip, so I had to pick this one. I just searched up Far From Home movie clips, and I found this. I know, right? The face looks funny, but it's fine. So, I'll say why I like this movie. The action, oh yeah, also the action in the Homecoming is bad. All of it's bad. But in the third act of Far From Home, it improves everything. But still, the other fight scenes are also pretty boring and not that enjoyable in me. And man, I don't know. It's just that Mysterio is trying to be like a different character, but he overall doesn't even succeed in tricking people. We all know who Mysterio is, so I mean, yeah, he didn't do that good. But Jake's performance saved the character. But however, sometimes Tom Holland's lines don't really are kind of underwhelming. Like when he says "you lied to me," that that should have been filled with more hatred or like a little. That could have been done a little bit better. But that's probably the writer's decision to make him say that. Probably not his fault. He could have done better. So it's not Tom's fault. Like with Andrew Garfield, I don't hate him. It's just that his movies, Spider-Man movies, are bad. But yeah, this movie's still enjoyable either way, and I still like it. I just like the next movies better. So let's go on to them. And then at number 4 is Spider-Man. Now this has the best Spider-Man origin in my opinion because it does well. The pacing is good in this movie too. And the only issue that I have with it is that sometimes Toby might have some pretty corny lines. The movie has aged, but it still holds up in my opinion. And it does a pretty good job of understanding Peter's origin and his backstory really good. and he's the best Peter Parker. And Spider-Man wise, he could do better on the jokes, but at least he's not irritating because we all know Peter Garfield's jokes are the best because they're funny as hell because lets people die on purpose. And this one understands with great power comes great responsibility. Great power comes great responsibility. The best, in my opinion. That actually could be true because well, the other two. Tom just wants to impress Tony Stark, and Andrew just wants to do it cause for the fun. That's it. And well, Andrew might not be doing this because he wants to do revenge, but he just doesn't really understand how to be a freaking hero. And yeah, sometimes this movie might go off in a different tone, but it still works out because yeah, it may seem kind of subjective here, but I don't really like it when what Uncle Ben says his uncle his great with great power comes great responsibility because it makes Toby seem kind of he just is scolding him because well he fought Flash and he was just fighting in self-defense. That's it. Man, yeah, that's kind of a nitpick, but I can ignore that because this movie's all around pretty great. It may have some flaws, but those are just really nitpicks. That's all I have. And this movie is still good and superior to any other origin because well, it has the best origin and yeah, nice. Now Spider-Man 2 is number 3. Wow, we're in the top 3. So, this movie, let's just talk about its flaws really quickly. It sometimes may drag on longer than it even has to be, and that's my flaw with it. And I don't know why. It just makes MJ seem like a slut and a hoe, or a hoe, however you want to say it, a lot in this movie. Not as much in the third movie because it's not really just that much. And that really brings down the film that much. But besides that, this movie is really good. From the emotion, the villain, the overall action, this movie is really good. And, well, fuck it, I will say it. Pizza Time makes this movie 100% good. That's really it. Pizza Time. That makes this movie good. But that's just subjective. But it's true. And pretty much the ending is really good too. I like it. And yeah, of course, Pizza Time will never die because it's always will be stuck with us. Because well, Toby is not dead. He's my favorite Spider-Man in my opinion. But he's not the best. There is no best Spider-Man. Yeah, we all know that. There's only favorite Spider-Man. It's not the best. So now we'll go on to the second best Spider-Man movie. Live action is the best in my opinion. So Spider-Man 3. Now, a lot of people hate this movie because Spider Man E is well, that's what it says in the title. It has some flaws. Now I'm not gonna ignore them and be like, this is the best movie of all time, has no flaws, it's a masterpiece. It's the best Spider-Man movie. I'm not gonna be a dickhead and be like that. No. I'm gonna say it's flaws. It has overstuffed, but unlike Amazing Spider-Man 2, it handles it pretty well. And Venom, both Venoms suck. 2007 and 2018 Venoms, they both suck. However, I like this one more because, well, it did a pretty good Venom. Even though Sam Raimi didn't really give a shit about this Venom, it's still better than 2018 Venom, which he got an entire movie dedicated to himself, but he's still not good. He may look like Venom, but he doesn't really act like him that much besides making jokes and being aggressive, just biting people's heads off. That's not him. It's just the PG-13 rating that makes Venom bad. Now, forget about that movie. That movie's bad because a lot of reasons. I'll explain that later. Maybe not someday. So, Spider-Man 3, actually, the villains have really good motivations. New Goblin wants to kill Peter because he killed his father. Venom wants to kill Peter because, or Eddie, because he ruined his life. He stole his girlfriend, took over his job, and he gave him Venom. And then he got his web action. And Sandman isn't really trying to kill Peter. He's just trying to save his daughter. And that's a really, really, really good way to start off a movie. But everyone except New Goblin, the villains just come in a little bit rushed. That's something I'll say. But I can ignore all that because the pacing, although it may be a little rushed again, I still can enjoy it. And the ending of this movie, it's a really good finale. I like it. And a lot. And people may say that this movie's bad, but to me, it's my favorite. And there's nothing you can do to tell me that this movie's bad. I don't care if people say it's bad. It's still my favorite. Yeah, also, that is my favorite Stanley cameo out of all the Spider-Man movies. One person can't make a difference. So number 1 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Because, well, no shit. It understands Peter's, or Spider-Man, the best. Even though Peter's not even the main character, it's Miles. And it's still, although it's still really good. Although I may have a lot of people or a lot of Spider characters into this movie, it doesn't feel as if it handles it well. Unlike Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3 did it better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. But it didn't do it perfectly, unlike like this movie did. And yeah, this movie really has some good character work in it too. It actually does. The other movies might have that too. But man, this movie just blows everything out of the water. Venom was an absolute nightmare. It ruined Spider-Man Venom. It needed help. However, when this movie came out, this dude right here saved Spider-Man, but not Venom. And Sony can make good movies, they just can't do it in Command. Haha, get the little reference there. And yeah, although this movie, so later into the list may have gone a little subjective, that's just me. I just like movies this much. And yeah, that's just basically it. This movie is really good. It's 9 out of 10. 9.5, definitely. And yeah, this movie barely even has any flaws. It might not even have any at all. Because just how good the creators made this movie. It's beyond any other movie of Spider-Man. Now, anyways, that was just my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed. No one enjoyed. So, yeah. That's pretty much the end of the video. My phone's about to die. So, as you can see, it's 1%. So, yeah, that's just me. Hope you, yeah. A lot of people might disagree with me. But I don't care. It's just my opinion. So, yeah. Do whatever you want in this video. I don't care.